The next author is Katy Byrne, and her book is called The Courage to Speak Up. The subtitle, which is very interesting, Getting Your Hairballs Out. Katy Byrne is a psychotherapist in Sonoma, a columnist, and a radio host. Katy Byrne promotes dialogue as a way of changing our lives. She believes that speaking up can change the world. Katy has focused her life work on having a voice and conversation as the necessary but often missing ingredients in personal and social happiness. She often refers to cats' hairballs as a funny way of imagining getting out what is stuck inside, and in order to shift our health, the planet, and even lose weight. Welcome, Katy.
I am Katy Byrne, and I'm a psychotherapist in Sonoma, California, and my book is called The Courage to Speak Up. But the subtitle is very important, Getting Your Hairballs Out. Does this look any familiar to anybody? Okay, do you know what a hairball is? That is what cats get out, kitty cats, when they have something stuck inside. And humans have emotional hairballs. What do they do with them? They get bad backs, they get migraines, we eat, we drink, we have affairs, and the list goes on, right? So the book started for me with sitting at midnight writing, and my cat sat at the top of it, and I noticed that my cat got out her hairballs better than I. So I just started writing, and it evolved into a theme, which is, it's very hard, it takes courage to speak up and to get out the hairball. And you know, it's so easy to blame. You think, oh, politicians don't do it right, or you blame and you think your husband is a bad person, or your boss, your employer is a terrible person. But it's very hard to look at the fact that we, all of us, have responsibility to get out what we need to say. And we don't do it. We just blame. And we have judgments about other people instead, and it separates us, so then we don't have a connection, and we all need that now in this economy more than ever before, right? So hairballs, the world is full of hairballs. Is there anybody in here that doesn't have one? What about, everybody's, oh good, laughing. You have only one.
I don't have any.
And then tonight. Okay, so all you need to do is have a teenager, get on the road, watch the elections, deal with money. There's no shortage of hairballs in the world. So what to do about those? Well, first of all, the main thing is say your intention and say what you wish for and say what you long for. It's not you, it's I really want this friendship to work. I have a holiday hairball. I just want the family to get along this year, has anybody ever had a friend disappear or a partner disappear after years? I mean, really, a lot of things happen because we don't know how to bridge gaps. And why don't we? Because we are afraid. We have beliefs like, don't rock the boat, well, pick your battles, why bother? And then we also are afraid. We're afraid of being shamed. We're afraid of being shunned. We're afraid of sounding stupid. Everybody has, I'm sure, more fears. Fears of being fired, fears of being judged. So, but the passion for me around this writing is that we have got to build bridges, and we have to get together now. It's easy to say we have freedom of speech, but we better use it before we lose it. So I would say the importance, the conviction for me is It is my conviction that conversation can change the world. I think the whole problem with the world is we aren't connecting, and we don't listen deeply, we don't listen respectfully. We all kind of know this already, but if you don't have a hairball today, you have to have it for the voiceless ones, the cats, the animals, the earth, the children, and for the world. Have a hairball, but do it respectfully. Emotional hairballs are really causing great torture, grief, agony, religions, countries, and look at how you have them and you don't get them out. I lost 100 pounds when I discovered that I could get out what I needed to and ask for what I longed for and what I wished for. And I also lost that weight through the process of talking to myself at the refrigerator at midnight. Seriously. The book began when my mother, right before my mother died, and I lost an opportunity to speak to her, and that is in the book. But it was very profound. And does anybody ever feel incomplete? Did anybody ever suffer because they did speak up? Does anybody ever understand, does anybody in here ever have a consequence from not saying something or suffered because you did say something? So I just want to say, for the world, it is my conviction that conversation can change the world. Thank you.
I did want to mention that Katie's book is a workbook. So there's questions in it and spaces in it for you to write some of your thoughts also. Are there any questions for Katy? Bob?
Forgive me for this. When is it appropriate not to speak up?
It is only appropriate not to speak up when you don't feel you can handle dealing with what happens. It's not about the other person. That's a common response, is I can't talk to them. They're too difficult, they're too argumentative, they're too attacking. But I, having gone deep into this question myself, discovered that I needed to be more resilient, that I have responsibility, always it's mine, it's never the other person, to have a conversation that matters and to listen deeply. And sometimes I can't handle it because I'll beat myself up if I hear criticism, or because I will get too angry in response and not know how to handle that because I don't know how to say, here's what I wish for. I don't know how to say, here's what I'd like my intention is. I'd like us to have a nice holiday this year, and I don't know how to make that happen, but that's my intent. Does that answer your question? Thank you, Bob.
How do you handle a conversation with somebody that has more power than you?
So, how do you handle a conversation with somebody who has more power than you? Has anybody ever had that happen? The main answer to that is, when you're speaking and you say what you wish for and what you long for and what you need. I just had this conversation 2 days ago with somebody, and I felt overpowered. And it was a political discussion. Nobody's ever had one of those, I'm sure. And I said, my feeling is, my need is to really be heard. And I don't want to feel stupid, because he was really good at statistics. And I said, I really need to be heard, even though I may not have as many statistics as you. So it's very hard. I mean, you might get sweaty palms, It's every really important conversation involves sweating a little bit. And you can do it. Even if you just do it a little bit, if you just start, you will open up something.
Well, thank you very much, Katie.